Hi there, I'm Michael Cohn from Advanced Tubular Technologies. In today's video, I'm going to show you that VTube-LASER understands how to calculate the length adjustments between bends that have had radial growth, and basically how that VTube-LASER overcomes radial growth. In fact, VTube-LASER completely ignores radial growth when it's calculating the length adjustments between the bends. And that's been true ever since August 31st of 2024, when the algorithm for calculating the adjustments was changed in order to overcome comparing a measured part with larger radii to a master part with smaller radii. And so I'm going to show that principle to you on the screen. On the screen I have this part overlaid, and we have a master part with two 90s. We've got this length of 3, 4, and 3. And then if you go over to the measured tube, you're going to see we've got 4, 4, and 4 for the lengths, and 90 and 90. And I just let these legs come past the end in the measured line so that you can see that there are two tubes here on the viewport. What I'd like to do is go over to our reports, and we're going to look at a bender correction report. You should only see corrections to the ends because there's no adjustment that's needed in the middle length at all, of 0. But what happens now when we go to the measured tube, and let's say we increase the bend radii like this. It's true that in the measured part, when we do this, we're actually decreasing the length inside between the two bends with the increased radius. And so if you go to the measured tube now, you're going to see, in fact, let me go back to the master, you're going to see 4 here. I'll go over to the measured tube, and you're going to see 2 here. So the difference is 2. Is it true then that the adjustment in that straight is going to be 2? So add 2, and the answer is not at all, because we're supposed to be comparing the distance between the intersection points. So let's go over to reports, and we're going to look at the bender corrections again. And here you're going to see we have the same report. So VTube understands that you need a 0 length correction there because you are measuring from points 2 to points 3, not from tangent to tangent. Now let's exaggerate this by increasing the bend radii to 2.5 and 2.5, which makes our center straight 1. And let's go into reports again. Now, if what I'm saying is correct, then our adjustment should still be 0. And it is. Let's increase that even more so that you can really see the principle driven home. Let's go to 3 and 3. Now we have a length in the measured part of 0 between the bends. And let's do an alignment. Now it just looks like a 180-degree bend here. But look at the legs. The legs still line up. And so the question is, how much should we be adding or removing from this middle straight? And the answer is nothing, because we're controlling that by looking at the intersection points. So let's go back into the reports, and you're going to see that the values for the correction are still the same. So that's how VTube-LASER is really smart about handling radial growth. And this principle is also true inside bender setup. So let me get into bender setup for you so that you can see the value here. We've got an adjustment of 0. So the measured part in this case has a 0 length between the bends because it's like a 180-degree bend. But the structure of the part is correct because we've got points 1, 2, 3, and 4 lining up where they're supposed to be in space. And so it knows that that distance correction should be 0. So the principle is carried over into VTube's bender setup as well as in the reports. If you have any questions about what you've seen in this video, please feel free to reach out to me or my team at support@advancedtubular.com. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. Have a great day.